Hello and welcome back to Fire Emblem Engage. Today we have quite a lot to get through, but to start with, we're going to start with something a little bit actiony and something that is all the way over here, because we have the next level of flying. So at least we'll get to see what it looks like. I don't imagine it's going to be too much different, but it might be an entirely different layout.
Hi.
So let's see. Wyvern ride,
Yeah.
and let's go. So,
Looking to try a new course? Which would
hard
you like?
difficulty. Let's see what it looks like.
Have a nice
Might be
flight.
the same, might be different, but whatever. It'll be interesting. So, starts off almost identical, which is not giving me high hopes. Oh, we are on a slightly different path, though. Oh, we get to go over the top of the thumbnail. At least that's cool. Ooh. What's he shooting? Oh, there's things that are already available to shoot there. Oh, I see. You can potentially shoot all the way over there. Interesting. Oh, this is not good. Oh, so they appear so much quicker. Ah, there's blues. I see. That's how you're meant to do this bit. Okay, this is... Well, we got all of them. This is different. I wonder whether it gives you a better reward. So far, that's not been the case for... strength training. It was the case for fishing though. Fishing does technically give you a better reward. Oh, I see, and you can choose what that one, what you get out of that one. That's interesting. I haven't got all of them. Yep. Okay, we missed so many there. This is a lot busier. Then it flies around here. It's also a lot longer. Okay, interesting. Oh. You have a lot of time on that one. Whoa. This is definitely odd. Okay. It's a little bit cooler than the first one, though, at least. Right. So now where are we going? Oh, wait, it's over here. Okay. Well, there's a lot over here. I think this is our final bit. Alright. Well, I don't really know whether that was good, bad, or whatever. But that was interesting. Okay. Now is the reward different? Because if it's not, then I'm just going to do the normal version from now on. But let's see. That was...
Just what I'd expect.
just
from
an
the
S
divine
rank. Okay. That makes sense. Now what did we get? Bond fragments, HP tonic.
One. Until
Bomb.
next time.
Okay, so that appears to be the exact same reward. Alright, cool. Well, that's the last time any of us are going to see that one. Unless I'm feeling, bored one day. So, what have we got here? So we got Card, Steel Axe, Iron Great Axe, Novice Book, and Adept Book. Okay. Let's chuck some items in here. So first off, Alfred's meal. Second off, probably get rid of some of these vulns. That'll do. Yeah, let's do that. The reason I'm getting rid of the one-use vulns is because we can sell the weapons that we just got to buy new ones. So I think that that's a good purchase. Right. Next step, let's have a look over here. I don't know why I ran all the way over this way, but let's have a look at this thing so we can do a couple of these. So we're getting Hortensia and Rosado's next level. Okay, cool. Skip to results. Alright, cool. Well, that was that one done. We can come back to that in a minute. Is there anything new on the map? Armory has new stock. Okay, let's have a look. What are we working with? So, buy. Let's just go convoy. What's new? So he has silver weapons for sale. He has wood dowers for sale. So these are just restocks, I think. Yeah, let's do it like this. So these are restocks. Flame Lance. That's really cool. Magic Lance is good. If it scales off of magic, though, we're less interested. But it's still it's still good, potentially. Here, we're fine. Yeah, that's all fine stuff. They sell the upgraded version of the fire magic, which is cool. We did get one of those in the previous combat though. They sell stilettos, which are the upgraded version of a card. So high crit daggers, basically. They're one less might, but they have much higher crit. They do, however, have a much lower to hit. But there are certain emblem things that we can apply that would fix that. And then we have Flashing Fist art that we just got, which is really good, potentially. But okay, things to think about. Things to think about.
Take care.
Okay, cool. Oh, and then the other one was new items. What have we got here? Just to double check whether there's anything that would affect anything we're about to do. So we have fortifies. We have one fortify available, which is cool. We can buy recovers. We have a couple of physics available. Okay, so there's some things we should probably think about buying in here. Yeah, and then we have master seals and second seals, which are not that valuable because
Do come again.
we already have quite a few of them. That's okay. Right. Next step. What I would like to do is just do a quick check of our level first. So 15, 14. There's a 13. The reason why I'm checking our levels is because I want to check... Oh, there's a 16. That's our highest. Yeah, so we're actually really close to having characters have to get a new class. Or not a new class, but like do the same class again. I think, right? Because... where is it? So we're looking for this one, yeah. So we're very close to doing this where we loop. We're not quite there yet, but we're very close. So it's something that we should be thinking about at some point. And there's definitely some people we could look at for different classes potentially. I don't know, like maybe we could look at... Like Louis is fine, but like Divine Dragon, I think we're probably fine. I'm just seeing if anyone else. Jean. Jean's class I'm okay with if he uses that new fist that we got there. Because that's an A rank one. But yeah, it would be good for him to potentially use that. Don't know, something to think about. But yeah, there's a couple of people where we're just like, maybe we'll reclass them. I don't know. Like, I could see us reclassing Kagetsu. Swordmaster is cool, but I'm really more in... Like, I'm not really into run through as an ability right now, but maybe we should use it. Merrin, I don't know, potentially, but I think we're kind of okay with Wolf Knight. I don't know, High Priest is one we should look at. If we're not going to use the S rank... Yeah, if we're not going to use the S rank staff, we should maybe look at making him more of a magic class. It's something to think about. What's the thing? Self-healing is his skill from that as well. I could easily see us switching him into a more magic-focused class. There's a couple people like that we just need to think about as we're going forward. Anyway, what we do need to think about as well, and what I'm going to do first, is I'm going to go in and we're going to have a look at our emblem rings. Because we have new emblem rings, we need to hand them out. I'm only going to Kagetsu because he doesn't have a ring that we're particularly attached to. Just have a look. So, the two rings that we have are Leaf and Sigurd. Now, what does Leaf do? So Leaf is, when a unit has weapon advantage, unit takes 3 less damage. Backup gets 10 crit during combat. Oh, okay. Used to attack once with sword, lance, axe, and bow. Now, the thing about adaptable is, if foe initiates combat, unit counters with the best weapon available. Which is not great in certain... Like, it's not great on someone like Kagetsu, who's using only one weapon type. But I suppose, actually, now, as I was saying that, I suppose Levin Sword and things, it still works for that, right? So, like, if that would do better, he would switch to it. Like, if he gets attacked at range, he would switch to the Levin Sword, maybe. It's something to think about. It could be good. It could definitely be a good thing. And also, when he would engage, he would use the Killer Axe. It's something to think about. Sigurd gets no benefits here. So what other benefits is... Let's just look at Leaf first. Isolated, right? So, Leaf on the Divine Dragon. Adaptable, 30 hit during combat, and then this one does 20% extra damage. It's very good. It's definitely very good. Lin is also incredible, but we could maybe get rid of Lin. I don't know. Vantage. We can counter before a foe's first attack. That's potentially really good. increasing build, not that useful for us because we don't use heavy things. But the fact that he increases build is interesting. Potentially there's something we can do. Wait, does equipping it? Equipping it increases build. Oh. Okay, there's some potential stuff we can do with that, actually. And then we could buy more build on top of that. So you could actually have quite a lot of build as a character who, yeah, as a character who's using a heavy weapon, therefore allowing you to do speed on a heavy weapon. Like, potentially, if we had someone like Panette with this ring, right? So Panette would get the extra crit from Adaptable, which would be cool. She would be able to use Tomahawk on the... She would be able to use Killer Attack on the attack and then Tomahawk on the return, thanks to Adaptable. So that would be cool. Killer Axe is a crit axe. In fact, it's the same axe here except worse, basically. I mean, that's a negative. She wouldn't get a good weapon out of it. But if we have a look here, if she got 3 builds plus another 4 builds, say from this, plus whatever we get after he finishes Paralog, right? She'd be walking around with quite a lot of extra speed, potentially. And let's see, how much speed is she losing from her weapon? So if we go to Panette. Panette currently, can I see it here? Yeah, so weapon weight gives her -3 to her speed. So that's with Tomahawk. Let's equip this one. So Killer Axe. That actually doesn't lower her speed at all. Okay, oh, it lowers it by 1. Okay, so it would give her 1 speed. That's not quite as good as I thought. What about if you gave it to somebody? What about... Let me just look at Gold Mary for a second. Actually, look at Marin. I was thinking, like, what about the Steel Blade? Right? You equip Steel Blade. Is that not heavy? The Steel Blade would be heavy. Maybe not. It is not that heavy. Okay. I mean, it's heavier than her dagger, but that's okay. Is anyone else actually taking a negative to their speed due to this? Ivy is taking a negative to her speed due to weapon weight of El Thunder. Does this apply when she's using the other one as well? If I equip that, she is taking a negative to her speed of 3, so the build would actually be incredible on Ivy, potentially. Okay, let's investigate this. Let's investigate this. So we're just going into it further. So if we gave Leaf to Ivy, this would mean that she would lose some magic from her ring, but she would gain a lot of speed due to having her build go up. And she'd gain some defense and HP. So what's her current ring? Her current ring is Morgan S. Morgan S gives 2 magic. Okay, 2 magic, a res, and a luck. So she would lose some res, but gain some defense, which is good. Luck doesn't matter too much. Her stat is already terrible on that one. Could potentially be a pretty good path for her. So you get build by default. Vantage. I don't think is that useful because she's not being hit that often. That's the problem with Vantage, I think. But yeah, there's some potential stuff. What's her type bonus? Res during combat. Okay. That's not terrible. That's an option. What if we went crazy? What does Louis get out of Leaf? Defense during combat. So it's 5 extra defense, which is what he gets from Ike. Not all he gets from Ike, but it's a thought. He doesn't use heavy weapons, though. That's the only problem there. We could potentially switch Louis up to use something like an axe, which is a heavier weapon. But I don't know. I don't think that's something we need to do. My only thought with Louis was Vantage is kind of interesting, but I suppose he doesn't do a lot of attack damage back. That's the problem, right? Yeah. So although he has a lot of health, he doesn't actually do that much back, so he's not going to get much out of that. Okay. Let me just do another little check through people here. So you get that one. Okay, Kagetsu gets the crit because he's back up. Merrin gets nothing. Andreo gets nothing. Jean, due to being an Aki adept, breaks foe with quadruple hit. I don't think that's as good as when we initially had Jean with Leaf. Jean, what are you using currently? You're just using Deirdre to give you magic, dex, and res. So we could switch Jean back into using Leaf. That would give him defense, HP, and build. He doesn't need the build, however. Build does nothing for him. Because his weapons are all light. Because they're just fist weapons, basically. He would get a bonus when using the Killer Axe, but he only has the Killer Axe or the Master Lance because he's because he's on Leaf. It wouldn't necessarily do very much. I guess the nice thing about adaptable is it could mean that we could engage him, chuck him into combat to heal somebody, and then he would still be able to, he would switch to whatever weapon would be best, so he could kind of work very well in that regard. What's this? When you have weapon advantage, takes 3 less damage. So it basically allows us to put him into more dangerous situations, potentially. So we could put him back on Jean. Let's continue looking. So Leaf here is 2 bonuses with Zelkov. Avo during combat, and foes may drop 1,000 gold, 8% chance per foe. I think that's unlikely, but it's interesting. Can't deny that's interesting. Yes, exact same thing with Seedall that we had on Jean there. Same logic, same everything. And Gold Mary gains more res during combat. That would give her a huge amount of res. This is a potential one for Gold Mary, right? And Gold Mary has a lot. This would help her a lot potentially with being more useful, and it would allow her to attack mages and things. Let me just have a look at Gold Mary and her weapons that she's using. So if I was to equip her with, say, the Silver Lance, that would lower her speed because weight 13 versus a build of 8. So actually build on Gold Mary would be huge because it would allow us to use better weapons on her without taking a speed penalty. I think that one's got a lot of promise. I think Gold Mary actually might be the winner here. Because our current ring is not very good. Apart from, Deadly Blade is fine, right? But it's not really why we're using this character. I think Leaf fits really well for her. She already uses 2 types of weapon. If she engages, she uses the Killer Axe as well. That gives her 3 different weapon types to use, which is fantastic, obviously. Quadruple hit gives her high damage. Arm shield should mean that she takes less damage a lot of the time, so she's going to be tankier. The build means that she's going to have higher speed. You know, overall, this seems pretty good. What's her disarming Psy do? Just a thing. Inflicts hit minus on a foe during combat. If they're male. Okay. I was trying to see whether that would also work with this, but I think this seems good. Yeah. Vantage is probably not that useful, but the rest of it seems good. Like this, if we get up to level 7, that's 5 less damage per... that's 5 less damage per hit if you have advantage, which you should always have because of adaptable. At least always have when she's synced. I think that would be really good. I kind of feel like adaptable would be great if we could just have that all the time as well. Yeah, I think that's probably very useful on her. Although, does she only get the arm shield when it's active? I don't know if these are only active or whether these aren't. I always forget how to tell. Let me look here. So Alacrity is always active, right? So is this similar to Alacrity? Night and Day is always active, as is Lunar Bray. Yeah, I always forget how to tell. Maybe... No, because this one has to be active. I could probably tell in combat very easily. Okay, anyway. I think this seems good. Yeah, I think this might be active if the emblem is equipped. I might be wrong, though. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I think Leaf Gold Mary is correct. Let's do it.
I am ready.
Cool. Let me just double check something on Kagetsu here. So, Kagetsu currently has Ryoma. What was the one that we just took off? It was like... It was somewhere in here. It was Navori or something like that. Oh no, completely lost it. It's gone forever now. It was in here somewhere. Have no idea which one of these categories it's in. I would like the ability to filter this menu somewhat. I think that would be incredibly useful. Was it this one? Yeah. So this one gives him Dex, Speed, and Luck. Dex, Speed, Luck, and Deadly Blade. Bushido, which is in this one, gives him Strength, Speed, and Luck. And Crit. Oh, that's just during combat and takes heals plus 2 damage and takes 2 less damage. You know, Bushido's actually not been too bad. Yeah, and because this applies to when we're attacked as well, that's kind of useful. And the strength, I think, is more useful than the dex, probably. Okay, we'll leave him on that. Right, so Gold Mary's getting Leaf. The next one we have to look at is Sigurd. Now, Sigurd previously we had on Louis. I think that's an interesting play because it would allow us to have Louis move quicker. But that's not really what we use Louis for. Louis, we kind of want to just place somewhere and have him just do his thing, right? We just want to place him somewhere, he will survive, and he will tank an area of combat. This is how we use him. Because there's no taunts or anything in this game that we've seen so far. I don't think there are any in the game, but I'm just saying as we've seen so far to, you know, cover my bases. But given there's nothing like that, the best way he can tank is by just being somewhere, and then they will attack him because he is there, right? So I think that's why him and Ike work well, because we can have things like, say, Great Aether, which works really well. We chuck him in an area, then he does a huge amount of damage to people who try and walk past him, and then if they try and attack him, they won't kill him. That sort of thing works well. So, I don't think we're putting Sigurd back on him. But Sigurd should go somewhere, because Sigurd is pretty good. It gives you the ability to move after attacking, gives you a ton of base movement. Override lets you, that's an AoE damage ability, which we don't get a lot of. Lance Power, we'd have to buy that one. Momentum, yeah, so that's one attack for each space the unit moved through before attacking, max plus 10. Can be really, really good for just high damage. This one is actually potentially really good for Gold Mary as well, thanks to the momentum. Okay, let's see what else we got. So hit as a base, immunity to freeze, Brave Lance. Okay, so what have we got? Grants an additional movement and 20% more damage to override. We're not really a Lance kind of character. We could be, but we're not. Louis. Override gets 10% chance of breaking target, thanks to being armored. Backup gets nothing. Cavalry. That's another +2 movement. That's a lot of movement. Oh, went one too far there. Mystical. Deals extra damage equal to 25% of magic. Okay, it's not that much. Oh, I suppose it does say sword for override, doesn't it? Sword/lance. Interesting. That must be so the Divine Dragon can use it. Type bonus here. 20% chance of breaking target as a key adept. I like being able to move in quickly as a healer. I think that can be pretty cool. Potentially. Zelkov. Unit does not pay any extra movement cost on any terrain. Interesting. You get the same one there. Okay. Alchrist? Oh, that's the same. Yeah, because you're covert. And then flying doesn't get any benefit. Okay. Gives dex, defense, and build. Dex, defense, build, and movement. Okay. Jean is I think Jean is an interesting one, potentially, for this one. The build doesn't matter too much, but the movement is very nice, and the being able to move after acting is also kind of cool for a healer. So you could run in, heal, then get yourself out of the way. Override is sword and lance only, so it would have to be, well, when you're synced, you have a lance, right? It makes sure that you have a lance. So that's fine as well, potentially, as a path. Yeah, I don't feel like we have a great user for this one. Like, Gold Mary could be fine, but then we would have to give Leaf to someone else, and I think Gold Mary actually makes the most sense for Leaf. Potentially, yeah, I think Jean and Seadoll are two options. Jean having renewal is really nice. Seadoll doesn't have that. So we could potentially give it to Seadoll. But override on Seadoll makes no sense whatsoever. It kind of makes some level of sense on Jean, giving Jean's stats. But yeah, doesn't make any sense on Seadoll. Like that's just not going to work. How about Kagetsu? I know we just looked at Ryoma, but he gets, okay, so he gets no bonuses, right? He gets no bonuses, but override means that he can hit everything in a line, which is pretty good. It's basically what run through does, except for more enemies, which seems really good. What else does it give you? So momentum, so just running him into areas. His high hit, that's not really a problem for him, like a lot of the time. You know what? High hit, that gave me a thought. Panette misses a lot, right? Or has potential to miss a lot because her weapons aren't that accurate, right? We have a look at her weapons. Let's go in here. Oh, I'm in the wrong menu, that's why I can't see it. We have a look at Panette's weapons that we tend to use, right? So hit 95, like 60, 70, 70. Like this one has a lot, but that's because we upgraded it and gave it extra hit. We compare that to like a silver sword, like we're looking at the 90s. So actually that would be really good for her, potentially. Now obviously she doesn't use, the main issue is she doesn't use a sword, right? Which is, or a lance. So that would be a problem. But potentially that's pretty good, right? Yeah, I could see that working. I could see that working. So I have her and Sigurd. Okay. Is she somebody we want to look at her class on? See whether we can change the class up? Let's see. Let's see. Could be good. So, for classes, this is a backup class, hero. I mean, it's not right, obviously, because it would give her higher sword than axe, but it's something we could maybe look at. Axe fighter. That's not, but oh yeah, so berserkers for her is, what was it? It gives her the smash one. Yeah, when making a smash attack, push the target 2 spaces instead of 1. Okay. So, we could potentially make her an axe fighter, which would lower her... Oh, that's her base class. Okay, so not that one. Hero. Lower her strength, but give her a bunch of other stats, potentially. Okay, lowers her axe down too far, though. Could go warrior, which would make her a bow class. Does 50% damage against broken foes. Just have a look as well at this. So that's C, B, B, B. Okay. So we want to be at least a B in axe currently. Okay. What else have we got here? Bow Knight. Again, too low in the axe. We want axe primary followed by... yeah, we want axe primary and we want like sword or lance secondary. That's ideal. Great Knight. Interesting. So if a unit is between an ally and a foe, reduces damage to unit by 3 during combat with that foe. That one seems like it's made to work with Sigurd, actually, right? Because you would dash through and then you would be able to do that, but it would only work if it was a single enemy, obviously. Axe Cavalier is a base one. Paladin. Move to the opposite side of an adjacent ally. Okay, Paladin would again be kind of interesting because that would give at least some synergy with Sigurd thanks to being a cavalry class. Wolf Knight. That would also give some, but is not right. Axe Flyer, nothing. Wyvern Knight. If a unit initiates combat from a space foe cannot enter, grant speed +5 during combat. Now that lowers her strength, but would potentially be good. It would give us a 7 movement flying knight who would be able to hit people more. The build would be a problem there, but yeah. And now we're just gonna have a look down here. We're looking for like a lance class that might work here. Yeah, Great Knight there again is another one because we know we can get lance from Sigurd. See what else we got. So Wyvern Knight, no. No, Mage Knight's not gonna work. No. Okay, so I think our only option, realistically, to switch is a Wyvern Knight. I think that could be interesting. Though powerful, they fear bows and magic, it says there. Okay. Yeah, it would give us a second Wyvern Knight, but it would allow us to have a sword on all the time. It's just how much we care about that, though. Because Override, we will always have a thing. We can just use it with the one that's available. We can always just use it with the one he gives. Which I think is what we might do. Yeah. Okay. So I think this sounds good. Yeah. Momentum would be basically means she's going to run into people and start hitting them. I think is thematically good as well. And it gives her a lance if she needs one. Yeah. Let's go with this kind of unholy pairing. Yeah. So what does Ogma give right now? Strength, Dex, and Speed. So she is losing a little bit of speed and strength. She will gain the speed back thanks to the build being higher. And defense and instead of strength. So it's a little bit of a trade-off, but I think it'll work out. Actually, it'll work out due to momentum, right? As long as we take a single space of movement, then that will add +1, which he's losing from the strength. So she loses it on the return hit, I guess. But yeah.
Sigurd!
We go together.
Yeah, they go together. Cool. I know it took a long time to think out, but I think that's gonna work and it's gonna be interesting. Which I think is partially what we were looking for. Right. Let's do something completely different. What we're going to do now is we are simply going to do some bond conversations and then some supports. We're just going to split this up a little bit here. So, Marin and Erica, let's go.
I absolutely adore unusual critters. Tell me, are there any rare creatures in your world?
Do monsters count? We have bonewalkers, entombed, revenants, and man-eating spiders.
Fair. Okay, skill inheritance is now got. Jean and Leaf. Oh, because Leaf, they got their bond level 5 when, in the last mission. Alright, well, cool.
That last battle was rather vicious. Are you all right, Jean?
Thanks for asking, but it'll take more than that to discourage me.
Okay. That's interesting. I wonder if Leaf has anything we want. I don't think Leaf does, right? I know we just looked at Leaf 2 seconds ago, but you know. Mind is like a sieve. It's just gone. So. That means that we could get... Yeah, things like Arm Shield, Adaptable, Vantage. Yeah, I don't think we need any of that. But it's stuff we could get, in theory, if we wanted to. I think we're fine there. Okay, so, next thing. References. Supports, Pandreo, Seedall.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Seedall, you're counting wrong. It's messing up my flow.
No, you're not staying on the beat.
I can't help it. I've been dancing to my own beat for so long.
We have to break your old habits and really hammer home a solid foundation.
You're saying I can't dance the way I want?
I'm sorry, but no. It's for your own good. Look, when I started, I couldn't dance a single step, but my master worked with me tirelessly. Sometimes the training was so hard I wanted to run away. But now, I'm grateful for all of it. And now I can teach you to dance, Pandreo, just like my master taught me.
I never asked you to do that.
But I thought you wanted to learn to dance.
I wanted to have fun. And this is not fun. Thanks for your tutelage, or whatever. Brief as it was.
Pandreo, wait! The lesson's not over.
Okay. So coming at dancing from different sides there. We now have Seedall and Alchrist. Huh. Don't know how this is gonna go.
Seedall? May I ask you about something?
What would you like to know, Prince Alchrist?
I've heard that you were once part of a traveling caravan. Is that true?
Yes, that's right. Merchants, performers, dancers. I've traveled with them all, and many more.
Really? That must have been incredible.
Incredible? That's a flattering description. I'm surprised you think so.
Well, I've rarely traveled outside of Brodia. My duties as a prince keep me so busy.
I see.
I'm also a bit of an introvert. I envy those who can navigate foreign cultures with ease.
The world is full of wonders. The things I've seen, some of it would take your breath away. In fact, if you're truly interested in that life, I could tell you a story or three.
Really? I would enjoy that very much.
Of course, if I tell you these tales, I will be obliged to leave out some of the best bits. I can't be responsible for inspiring a prince to go adventuring beyond his kingdom's walls.
Oh, no need to worry. I'm not that brave. I was anxious just asking you a simple question.
Okay, it's nice to see Alchrist not just have like low self-esteem in his one. He's like genuinely interested in something and going, "Ooh, tell me more." And now we have Rosado and Hortensia. Last time, Rosado drew Hortensia. Hortensia didn't like it and asked Rosado to draw Hortensia again, and then Rosado said no. And then he did it because he was ordered to.
Yeah, she's just wrong. This expression is way better.
Hey! That's the portrait you drew of me staring at nothing! I told you to throw it away! Why is it still here?
I'm sorry, but also kinda not. I really like what I see in this picture.
Well, I don't. And it's my face. Get rid of it.
If you really hate it that much, okay.
Why is this at all difficult?
Because it's a picture of the real you, not the fake smile you put on. You used to be so expressive. Like back at the academy. Remember?
I can't, Rosado. I can't dwell on the academy. I don't get to do that anymore. I'm a princess, and that means I keep smiling. All the time. Forever.
Well, that's a load of royal duty.
Yeah, but it's what we get. And that's why that picture has to get tossed. Understand?
Yeah. Farewell then, honest Hortensia.
Okay. But this leads to questions, because she's saying she can't do that because she's a princess now. Does that imply when she was at the academy she was not a princess? Or maybe she just simply did not have any duties? Interesting. Well, next thing for us to do is go over to the pool and to, well, send him back to it. Right. And do it again. Okay. Next thing, I want to briefly check in here. I'm not going to spend too long here because I'll do this bit off camera, but I just want to check what the 2 new engravings we got were, because these are ones that we previously had but have not had access to for a long time. So for instance, the genealogy one increases the weight of a weapon, but gives you increased might, hit, and avo. This is the kind of thing which actually could be really useful for Goldmary now that we've just given her a, I was going to say persona. Now we've just given her an emblem which gives her increased build, because she doesn't care about the increased weight, but the increased might on a weapon means she's going to just do more damage. That's really good. Could also be good on a character who has an excess of build, but has no, but doesn't have a lot of might on the weapons. Like potentially this could be really good on a dagger character, because they tend to have higher builds, as in terms, at least in terms of say, what's her name? Merrin, right? Merrin has high build because she uses swords, but her dagger tends to be the better weapon for us to use. If we gave her an increased might on the dagger, that's potentially really good, especially with the increased avo, kind of synergizing with the avo of the class. I think I'm more likely to give that to someone like Goldmary, but we'll see. And then the other one that we got, not dragons, which is interesting, it was Holy. Oh, it's the one at the top. This has no downside. It raises might, lowers weight, raises avo. So this one is hit instead of weight. Yeah. So you give up avo and weight for that. This would be really good on somebody who's using a weapon which they are, like, that is over their weight. So I don't know who that would be good for. Like, maybe... Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who that would be good for. Like, maybe the Levin sword? Something like that. Yeah, like, that could be good. It would have to be something that doesn't double hit very often. Or yeah, maybe someone who has low speed, potentially that could be good. Killer Axe already has something, but maybe like the Tomahawk. It's quite a heavy weapon, lower its weight, so give it more might. That potentially could be quite a cool thing to do. Seeing what else we have here. Bows, of course, have a lot of things that would be really good on them. Potentially it could be good on someone like Ivy. Lowering the weight of that could potentially allow her to double hit more often. Or say lowering the weight of the new one that we just got here. So instead of it being weight 11, it's now weight 10. Much higher chance of her being able to double hit. There's something we could do with that.
I'll be here.
Yeah, something to think about. Okay. Well, again, I'll do that bit off camera. Next, we're going to head in here and we're going to have a meal.
Divine one. Wow.
Okay, so order meal. We're going to look for Rosado and Hortensia. Now, they have 3 that they both like and that she can make. That's fantastic. So this is capable or eager. I didn't actually notice it says it at the top. There's like different degrees of star. Okay. Let's maybe go for the berry sauce panna cotta. Okay, that seems fine. And then we'll put some fruit on it. Let's see how this goes.
Of course. It would be an honor to make this for you. What is a dragon's favorite food? I'm dying to know. You were in my thoughts as I prepared this, Divine
conversation.
One. Beautiful presentation.
You eat with the eyes first, you know.
This is great.
It reminds me of one of my father's old favorites. So we got 3 supports there, I believe. If male also gained 2 defense,
my favorite
great,
meals include lots of sweets.
because a lot of the characters we have at the front fit that, like Louis. Okay, over here, we're gonna quickly go in here, go to achievements, and just get all of those. 7,000 bond fragments. Well, that's pretty good. Next up, I love the position with the glasses. It's very out of character for her there. Right. Sorry, got distracted by that. next thing that we're going to do is we're going to head into the arena. And we're going to do some training. I think that's next. Yeah, that sounds like it's next on our list of things to do. Oh, we got a relay ticket because I changed location on the Somniel after logging in on a new day, which gives you a relay ticket, basically. Right. Standard. Jean, it's time for you to get training.
Let's try not to hurt each other, okay?
It's that mysterious wanderer, Yunaka!
Okay, one
You got
down.
me.
I think I've grown up a little.
And that gets him a level up. Great. One thing that I have found out is that you can actually get some weird supports via doing training. And by that I mean, like, if you do training, you're going to be training with 2 characters who potentially don't interact at all throughout the game unless you specifically use the orchard or something like that. So potentially we could see the start of other supports if we train other people, right? Like, not just Jean's supports. It's something to think about. Oh no. Let's have a look at Jean's supports for a second, because we should have seen quite a few of them. Yeah, quite a few of them are at C. But you see how we've got quite a lot of C? That's because we've done a lot of Jean training, so obviously we do a lot of Jean supports from that. So potentially we could do the same with other characters. It's just a thought. I think I'm going to just keep training Jean for just now, but it's something that we could think about with like a character who doesn't get a lot, who has supports with people who aren't in our party, like Gold Mary potentially has supports for people who aren't in our party. So it would allow us an opportunity to see more of this character. You know what? Actually, I'm going to go for Gold Mary because she's also our lowest level by a significant degree at this point. Let's train her up. She might be our pet project.
To be awestruck.
I'm Dimitri. Show me everything you've learned.
What? Hello. I mean, you're in the wrong game, Dimitri.
I'm sorry that you stood no chance.
I was about to say, it's like in 3 houses. Weird. Anyway, yeah, it's like in 3 houses. We had a similar character, at least in terms of how we were trying to use her, called Flame. Flying character. Stats were absolutely awful to start with, and basically throughout the game applied every single stat item and every level up we could to this character, and they became merely one of the better characters in our team. Not like a standout, to give you an example of it, but, you know, through some effort you can make a character do something in a role that they're not necessarily suited to.
Elusia.
I'm Lapis, a royal soldier of Brodia.
Okay, Lapis gets destroyed by Gold Mary.
I'm sorry that you stood no chance.
And that gets us a level up. Nice. Some extra strength is lovely. Great to see. And you see now they have a conversation. That's what I was aiming for. Right. Next thing that we want to do. Emblems. We want to go in here and we want to get some people leveled up. Potentially. So Gold Mary is a big one. Because Gold Mary... wait, we equipped her with Leaf, right? Yeah. So we're going to get them leveled up to... I think level 7 is kind of where I'm aiming for here. So we get the double, or we get the extra stuff on Arm Shield. I don't think we need Master Lance, because she already has a Lance. So it's not as useful. I definitely think that 7 is very useful for her. So, let's go to 5 first.
Prepare to be awestruck.
I am Leaf. I intend to win this contest.
Okay.
I must become stronger.
I'm sorry that you stood no chance. You know, Leaf, I wouldn't blame you if you began to develop feelings for me.
I already have feelings about you, Gold Mary. I think you and I will make good friends.
A very, very quick friend zone. Just immediately. Like, yes, we are friends. Alright, we have the points. I'm going to do it. I'm just going to go all the way to rank 10 here. Let's see what they have to say.
Goldberry, humble soldier of Elusia.
I am Leaf of Leonster. I will be your partner.
Oh my!
Okay.
I must become stronger.
I'm sorry that you stood no chance. I'm sorry if my dazzling grace distracts you in battle. I'm afraid it's out of my control.
No need to apologize. If by some chance I were distracted, it would be my fault, not yours.
I just love the Oblivious Leaf. It's good. Right. So she is now fully able to use that emblem. Great. Next step. We are looking at a similar thing for Panette and Sigurd. Now, Panette and Sigurd, I think might... That's Leaf. Panette and Sigurd, I think we want them to go all the way so we can get Brave Lance out of this. Yeah, I think we want to go all the way here. So, let's go to 5, get our conversation, see where they go.
I am Panette, royal soldier of Solm.
I am Sigurd of House Chalfie.
She's gonna destroy him.
Nice.
Yeah.
Vexing.
I'm so sorry. Are you injured? It is a great privilege to meet the esteemed knight, Sir Sigurd. I do hope I may be of service.
Esteemed. No need for such formality. I am among equals. We fight together.
Cool. So that's them got their bond effects. Next up, we will send them in again. And we will go to rank 10. Let's go.
I am Panette. Brace yourself.
I am Sigurd. Prepare yourself.
Oh, no crit this time.
I'll beat you to a pulp.
And there's the crit.
Vexing.
I'm so sorry. Are you injured? When I am unhappy, I find that a ride on my wolf clears my head. Care to join me sometime?
Ride a wolf? How intriguing. Were I to possess a physical body, I would most like to join you.
Okay. I wonder if that's the hint that potentially the wolf class would be a good upgrade for her to fit in with Sigurd, right? Because Wolf Knight would potentially be alright because you'd be cavalry. It's something to think about. Definitely something to think about. But now we are going to jump to the Ring Chamber. Actually, you know what we need? We do need to do. Just have a quick look at inherit skills now that I think about it. Just a quick look on. You're already full on skills. You have no skills whatsoever. Arm shield does not stack. Okay, yeah. Build would though if we wanted to. I think she needs more skills in general actually. Yeah, so if she's not getting Leaf skills, whose skills is she getting? Could potentially get Sigurd's skills. They would not be the worst for her for Lance power. She would lose a bunch of Avo. But we could potentially have +6 attack with Lance. Cost a -10 Avo while using a shield. That's pretty good. Gives her a huge amount of Lance damage. Who else have we got? We could potentially go Ike. Ike would give her defense probably, or axe power I guess would also be fine. I don't think there's a lot of point here in doing anything. Could potentially go Lunar Brace. If we can get it. I don't know. Can we get Night and Day? That could potentially be something we could do. Gentility I guess would be it. So the 3 less damage. It's an option. Now, Draconic Hex is very good here, actually, as well. -4 to all stats is incredible. We would only need 3 more levels, but it is something that would use a lot of SP. That's the other problem. Yeah, and then you're all OP, OP, OP. I guess Sigurd's the only new one that we're thinking about here. I think Lance Power is kind of good. So an extra 6 damage. The problem is the Avo being low. But I guess Adaptable might fix that. Because it would switch her stuff around. Yeah, we could do that, I suppose. Yeah, we could give her one of that. Yeah, let's do that. Let's give her a rank up of Sigurd. Let's go.
Apologies in advance for the devastation.
I am Sigurd of House Chalfie.
Okay.
How vexing.
I'm sorry that you stood no chance.
Please continue to help us fight the Fell Dragon, Goldmary. The people of this world need you.
With a sweet entreaty like that, how could I possibly refuse?
Okay, so that gets us these ones. And then we can go back to her. And we can upgrade this to level 8. As far as we need to go.
Goldmary, humble soldier of Elusia.
I am Sigurd. Prepare yourself.
Okay.
How vexing.
I'm sorry that you
Defeated
stood
again.
no chance.
That gives us Lance Power 3. Awesome. Right, now we can inherit skills. Goldmary Sigurd is what we're looking at here. So it's 1,390. Momentum is actually really good as well. Oh, they're both 1,000 point ones. Oh, okay. Do we like Lance Power over Momentum? In the ideal world for us using her, we actually want her to run around and attack. So we want to like dash in, attack, go to the next one, dash in, attack, go to the next one, keep doing that. So potentially this could be pretty good. Yeah, let's go with Momentum. That'll be fine. Let's take that one. Okay, then we need to apply it. So that is in this menu. Yeah, I'm in the right menu. Do that, manage skills. Apply momentum. Oh, and we have 7 HP that we never applied. Seems good. Yeah. Okay, so she's a much stronger character now. Next step, we're going to go to the ring chamber. We're going to do some stuff here. So, in the ring chamber, we're going to just quickly make a few rings for any ones that we didn't get S ranks in. We didn't get any S's in at Leaf. We did get one in Sigurd, but yeah, I think we can definitely try and get some S ranks in Leaf. Let's do that. Rate 10. No S ranks. Okay. Do it again. We're not going to spend too much, but you know, spend a reasonable amount looking for one. Do it again. Just okay. At the very least, like okay, one more time. We haven't even got any A ranks with him. Wait, have we still not got any A ranks? Come on. There we go. At least we got some A ranks. I think that's where I stop. Build is an interesting one from Oswin though. Speed, luck, and build. That's an odd combo. Okay. Well, that's as much as I'm willing to spend. Didn't get an S rank, but we got new content in the ring reference, which is almost as valuable. Right. Next step, we are going to go to our room. And we're just going to do a sleep in our room, I think. We're going to do the wake up event. So, we get here. Let's do a little sleep.
Pardon the intrusion, Divine One. Sound asleep. Watching you sleep is making me sleepy. No, I mustn't doze off before the holy altar.
Oh, it's Demon.
Morning. I almost nodded off myself. Close call.
Okay. Wasn't sure who that was for the whole time, but there we go. Right. Next thing I want to talk about is in our inventory we have, might as well just go to us here. We have a bunch of these items, right? That do various things. Like the novice books, I think we can obviously just like leave until we need SP, right? These are just a when we need SP kind of thing. These, on the other hand, I think we could probably make a use of. Now, obviously, we're going to keep like one of them because they were from the DLC and we've said we're not using them. But apart from one copy of each of these are like in the game to use. So like things like applying strength to a user are things that we should definitely consider. I'm probably going to look at this more off camera when I do the inventory stuff. But there's definitely some potential places which these could be very useful. Like boots adding 1 to a user's movement potentially could be incredible for certain characters, right? Dex increasing certain abilities, like Dex on Alchris to make his Luna trigger more consistently. That's 4% on Luna. That's again pretty good. Strength potentially could be a good thing to give to Goldmary if we're trying to boost her up, as I was saying, by giving a bunch of stats. Like that's a great stat for just immediately making her like less of. Problem with Goldmary, right, is she's less of like she doesn't do anything. She doesn't tank and she doesn't do damage right now. If we gave her a bunch of extra strength with the momentum stuff that we've just given her, with the emblem we've just given her, we should be able to fly her using the increased movement from a flying unit into someone, kill them, and just like tactically strike units out of combat. That I think is going to be really useful potentially going forward, especially with her ability to switch between different weapons to whatever's best, and her ability to take less damage while doing so. It gives us a character that we can chuck into a reasonably sized group of enemies and expect to get out alive and potentially take some people down with her. That's a potentially good option for us. So it's something to think about, especially as we're kind of rounding out our squad into like what we think our end game is going to be. We're not quite there yet, but a lot of the positions for our end game squad are locked in, right? If you think about it, our end game squad is likely going to be 12 units, and those units are all going to have an emblem, right? Because there are 12 emblems. So if we look, so there's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So if we say these 12 here are effectively our end game right there, you know, it's hard to see a position where many of them will be, like, replaced. Like, looking at it, most likely would be Ivy? Goldmary? Like, these are our most replaceable units, maybe? Maybe Kagetsu, but that seems unlikely given how we've been using them. You know, it's hard to see a position. Maybe Panette if we got the right unit. Like, a lot of it's just not gonna fall. Like, maybe Seadoll if we're not feeling Dancer, but I think we are. Like, it's hard to see a position where we could easily get rid of someone. Maybe Marin as well? I don't know. Like, yeah. Anyway. That's the kind of thing we're going to have to think about as we go forward here, is when do we lock in our team and go, okay, if we recruit someone else, they're just here for the story, they're here for the ride, but we're not going to actually use them. Anyway, now we've done that, we're going to finish things off with a little trip to some supports. So, let's start No, let's start with Gold, Murray, and Lapis, because this one is completely disconnected.
Oh no. What am I going to do?
What's wrong?
Well, my parents run an inn beside the finest hot springs in Elusia. Oh, I'm sorry if that makes you jealous. I can't help that I grew up an only child in the lap of luxury.
Wow. Sounds lovely.
Yes, but my parents have just informed me that the inn is having trouble with bears.
Bears, huh? Ugh, they can be tricky to deal with. There's no time to lose. We'd better write up a letter telling your parents what to do.
But I don't know anything about bears. I have so many talents, but dealing with terrifying predators isn't one of them.
Leave it to me. I'm from a village where we deal with them all the time, so I know my stuff.
Ah yes, the Bear Village.
Really?
Here's an example. Let's say you find a bear eating your crops. So you say, "Hey, get out of here, fur face, or you're in for a world of hurt." The bear will be like, "Oh, sure thing," and have lunch elsewhere.
Wow.
Seriously, I'm speaking from experience here. I've done it dozens of times.
All right, you're the expert. I trust you.
That doesn't sound like that'll work.
I know lots of bear management methods, from intimidation to good old-fashioned combat.
Please teach me everything you know.
Okay, well, bear management. That's an interesting path for theirs to go. Now it is time for us and Rosado.
Hello, Rosado. Divine One, have you seen my latest drawing?
I have. An old well deep in a forest. A single sunbeam illuminating a lone flower in bloom.
That sounds familiar. That sounds like that could be from another Fire Emblem game as like a title screen or something.
You conveyed a perfect balance of warmth and isolation, light and dark. Just breathtaking.
Exactly. You saw all that right away, didn't you? You would not believe how much time I spent hiking in the woods to find that view. But to hear your experience, to know you understand, makes it all worth it.
Finding beautiful things, then sharing them with friends who would never see them otherwise? You found a lovely hobby, Rosado. I can't wait for your next piece.
Aw, sweet of you to say. But if you're expecting more, I need to raise the stakes. Hey, maybe you could help me. There's a spot I want to get to, but it's a tough hike. It would definitely help to have a buddy.
I'd love to come along.
Great, thanks so much.
Running, we're terrified. The mention of a hike, apparently we're just like, we're bought in from moment one. Right, we got a new thing in the ally notebook for Rosado, so that will be down here. I always forget the dogs in the book. Right, Rosado. Initial class Wyvern Knight, birthday January 19th, basic info, fought alongside Princess Hortensia against the Divine Dragon's army, later joined them, bringing Gold Mary and the Ring of the Azure Twins with him. Okay, next up, we have us and Hortensia.
Hey, Divine One! What do you think?
Of what?
Come on! Am I cute? Sweet? Charming? Use your words!
Sure, you're cute enough. Just like always.
That's all you have to say? I put a lot of effort into being adorable, you know? The least you could do is notice.
I had no idea. Forgive me for not noticing.
That's all I get? Ugh. I can't believe that didn't work. A pouty face is usually all it takes for people to be extra nice. Do you have some kind of god training that lets you see through fake crying, Divine One?
God training? I don't think anyone needs special training to see through an act like that.
Hey, fine. Then let me ask you something else. How come you're not fawning over me? I'm unimaginably cute.
I don't treat people differently just because they're cute. Kindness matters much more.
Wrong. Being nice is great and all, but cuteness is a huge advantage. Everyone knows that.
Of course.
I see.
So we'll try this again. Only I'll be even cuter next time, so you can't possibly miss it.
Well, we'll have to see that next time we have one of their supports. So that is Hortensia, who is down here. Initial class, Wing Tamer. Birthday, June 3rd. Basic info, Elusia's second princess. Ivy's younger half-sister. Retainers are Rosado and Goldmary. She was the Divine Dragon's enemy until they met at Solm Palace. Okay. And now, to finish us off, we have Hortensia and Rosado's A-rank support.
This is too many corrupted to take on. Hortensia, we have to retreat.
No, I've got this. I can handle it.
Look out!
Rosado, no! Rosado, I was trying to protect you. Let's get out of here. No one's dying today. Rosado, come back to me. Don't be dead. You're awake. Are you all right? Do you recognize me?
Yeah, sure. Just nod it off for a sec.
Nod it off? I thought you were dead. Wait, what's the paper for? Are you drawing?
Picture perfect, Hortensia.
What? You're not even hurt?
Nope, but take a look. You really are beautiful this time.
It's right when you woke up. I look so relieved. That is a pretty good one. You're right. I used to make faces like this more when we were in school.
Usually when the history teacher called on someone else instead of you.
Hey!
So, can I keep this one?
Fine, but you can't show it to anyone.
Of course I won't.
Thanks for looking out for me. I feel like you're always saving me from something.
If you want to pay me back, just show me the real you once in a while. That's all I want.
Deal. You're much more than just a retainer to me, you know. You're my friend. And as long as we're friends, I don't think I'll have any trouble being myself.
Alright, cool. I don't know which one we're going to do next for this one. I'm tempted to just say that we do Citrine and Lapis, because that's the one we just had. I don't know, who else haven't we seen? If there's anyone you want to see, let me know. Because, I don't know, there's not a lot we haven't seen apart from Anna. But there's obvious reasons for that. Yes, we haven't seen any of Bune. We've seen nothing of Bune. It's going to be Bune. So Bune and... Like, wow, when I said we'd seen nothing of Bune, I didn't realize we'd literally seen nothing of Bune. I don't know. You would have thought we'd have seen Bune and Jean at some point. Who else haven't we seen a ton of? Oh, we're going to do Bune and Chloe. Well, there we go. I already decided. Bune and Chloe. You know what? I will lock that in as soon as I end the episode. Because I'm going to end it now. We're going to switch it tonight. I'm going to go do all the stuff I need to do in terms of the fortune teller, do a ton of inventory stuff, work out who I'm giving all the stat increases to, and then next time we'll move on to doing a paralogue or something. So, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Lights from 1,000 years ago.